After dinner, everyone drinks, talks, and spends happy moments with each other. Sam, who was sitting next to Maria, asks in her ear, "Are you satisfied now?" She looks at him, but he further asks her if she has fully understood about Jin and Gia, that they are married now and living happily, or is she still suspicious about them? Maria doesn't respond to him. Probably she was in shock. She quietly washes the dishes with Sam. After washing the dishes, she suddenly hits Sam with her elbow, as if she wants to say something to him. He understands what she wanted to convey, so he requests her to stop elbowing him. He clears his throat and says, "Hey, everybody listen. I have something to tell you. This is your company's mascot, Sam Chow." Before he could finish his talk, one of his office colleagues mocks Sam by saying that he has prepared something for such a time as well. Because Sam is one of the employees who has the most presence at company functions, he is a certified entertaining host and has the sharpest language skills in the company, so everyone knows about him. Sam ignores his coworker's comment and says, "Now that we're all settled, I thought it would be a good time to get to know our weird Mr. Jin a little better. Shall we begin?" Drunk Gia shouted, "Yes. Start it. Let's know something about the awkward Mr. Jin." Sam took it as a yes and added that if you guys have any requests or questions for Jin, you can write it down. Hearing this, everyone starts hooting their names as they were curious to know about Jin. Sam smiles as he knew this was going to happen. Then he asked the newlyweds, "There may be some tough and daring tasks or questions for you. Is it okay for you guys?" Gia confidently replied that they are ready for everything, while on the other hand, Jin was quite curious as he knew his teammates. Taking their confirmation, he checks his iPad for questions. First on the list, he searched for the request from manager Maria. After finding her name, he opens her requests and is surprised to see it because she asked if these two could kiss. After reading this, Sam remains stunned for some time. Gia asked enthusiastically, "Tell me, what is our first task?" Sam stays silent for a while and then says, "Let's skip this one," as he was also uncomfortable asking them to kiss in front of everyone. Hearing this from Sam, Maria angrily looks at him and pulls his pants and asks him why he skipped her request. This time he did not respond to her. On the other hand, Jin takes the chance to gently ask Gia if she is okay. Gia immediately replies to him that she is absolutely fine. Jin tells her that he thinks they might ask about some things that might be sensitive to her, and reminds Gia how upset she got the last time when he shared some of their personal things with Sam. This is the reason why he was worried for her. Gia confidently replies that they are legally married now, so they should at least pretend like a happy couple in front of them. It will be best for them and will cause least headaches in the future too. Jin agrees with her. She further elaborates that they should be more flexible for situations like this and answer them as much as it takes. After this, Jin gets an idea to add a new clause about the flexibility in their contract form. In the middle of all this, Sam appears once again and says that our next request is from our assistant manager, Jinya Kim. Reading her request, he says, "Are you guys ready? Because this is also quite personal, as our assistant manager would like to ask you when, where, and how did Jin propose?" Both were stunned to hear the question because in their case, no one proposes to anyone. It was a kind of deal for both as they want to get rid of the pressure of their family to settle down with someone. Seeing them speechless, Sam says that if you guys can't answer, you have to drink whole glass of beer, and then he starts the countdown. Gia was racking her brain to think what to reply, or should they skip this one? Before she could say something, all of a sudden Jin starts speaking that he was eating chicken breast in the smoking area that day, and she just proposed to him out of the blue. Hearing this, Gia is left speechless, and all the guests start teasing Gia. Instead of answering, she tries to recall what happened that day. She remembers that she was sitting in the smoking area when Jin came over eating chicken breast. After a little conversation, she actually brought up the topic of marriage first, and Jin got agreed to it. Well, if seen this way, the truth is that it was Gia who proposed. Having come to this conclusion, Gia avoids answering those people and quietly picks up the glass of beer and drinks it. Sam is stunned to see Gia's action and asks everyone to clap loudly for both of them. While Gia softly tells Jin, "I will deal with you later, my dear husband." Looking at the iPad again, Sam asks the question, "When and where was your first kiss?" Hearing this question, Gia again gets a bit worried as they haven't done it yet, and if she says that they kissed for the first time on their wedding day, That is a lie because they both denied it by gritting their teeth on that day. And that sounds a little weird too. Keeping all these things in mind, she tells herself that it would be better to drink beer this time too, so she silently picks up the glass of beer and starts drinking. Suddenly, Jin says that our first kiss was in kindergarten when we were 5 years old. Hearing this, all the beer falls out of Jia's mouth. Sam and other guests enjoy it like they are sitting in a theater and watching a movie. They also made fun of them by saying, "Kindergarten is a pretty tempting place to kiss. You guys are childhood friends, that's cool." While Jia aggressively asked Jin, "When and where did I kiss you?" he replied innocently, "Don't you remember when we were 5 years old and you were known as the smooching ghost in kindergarten? Because at that time you could kiss anyone walking around." Hearing this, Jia becomes furious, puts her knee on Jin's back, pulls him back holding both his hands, and says to him angrily, "How dare you bring up something from my past like that?" Seeing their sweet, sour fights and arguments, everyone thinks that these two are made for each other. A little while later, after Jia breaks a few of Jin's bones and the situation calms down a bit, the guests thank the host for the party, say goodbye to each other, and leaves for their homes. Jin tells them to drive carefully. As the guests leave, Jia grabs Jin's ear and leads him back to the apartment, saying, "Mr. Jin, I have a lot to talk to you about. Thanks for watching and comment the best part of this video."